If you look at headlines from the last 2 years, you'll see a pattern. Two words often appear together: Russia and nuclear. They make it sound like a nuclear war is imminent. The latest set of headlines say Russia is set to hold a nuclear weapons drill. Does it mean they will fire actual nukes? How dangerous is it? Have others done it? And what is a nuclear drill? Tonight, we'll try to unpack it for you. First things first, Russia says this is in response to Western threats. Threats from the UK, France and the US. So President Vladimir Putin has ordered nuclear drills. As expected, Ukraine has denounced it. They're calling it nuclear blackmail. But it won't be a first. Moscow has done it before. They've conducted such nuclear drills in the past, including one that was held just 5 days before invading Ukraine. But this drill is going to be a little different because it uses tactical nuclear weapons. This drill is meant to test the readiness of nukes. It involves training, preparation and deployment. Moscow will simulate the use of nuclear weapons. Which brings us to the question, what are tactical nuclear weapons? And why is Moscow using them? Now, when we think nuclear war, this is what comes to mind. The Hiroshima-Nagasaki bombing, the only time when nuclear weapons were used, the only time ever, thankfully. The bombs were dropped on Japan. They killed 200,000 people and caused widespread destruction. Those bombs were strategic nuclear weapons. They have a larger yield. They can destroy entire cities, as they did in this case. What Moscow is using is very different. Here we are talking about non-strategic nukes, or what's commonly known as tactical nukes. They're smaller, they're less powerful, and they can be used in a battlefield. They can destroy enemy targets without a widespread radioactive fallout. This makes such weapons useful in war. Russia has around 6,000 nuclear warheads. About 2,000 of them are tactical. And there are many ways Moscow can use them, like placing them on missiles or firing them from aircraft and ships. And the purpose of this drill is to test how quickly Russia can deploy these weapons. So does that mean there is a risk? Are we on the brink of a nuclear war? Well, yes and no. Nuclear drills are not new. All major nuclear powers conduct them. But since the Ukraine war, Russia has upped the ante. It's been using these drills as a deterrent. Last year, Russia conducted a nuclear strike drill in October, the first since the invasion of Ukraine. Missiles were launched, and Putin oversaw these drills. He lauded the preparedness of his forces. And NATO responded with its own exercises. There was a lot of rhetoric. But will this lead to an actual nuclear war, or is this just posturing? No side is expected to use strategic nuclear weapons that cause mass destruction, but the use of tactical nukes cannot be ruled out. They can boost efficiency in the battlefield and take out enemy targets. Thankfully, countries have still shied away from doing that. During the Cold War, the US and Soviet Union deployed thousands of tactical nuclear weapons. None of them used it, because the result would be mutual destruction. Will Russia cross that threshold now is the question. Will they use tactical nukes that won't cause much damage, but send a strong message? And how will NATO respond to that? Despite the tensions, an all-out nuclear war still looks unlikely. For now, the US has only shot a warning, asking Moscow to not use tactical nukes. Joe Biden says it will change the face of war. And for a change, we agree. No one needs a nuclear war. Russia is indulging in some nuclear sabre-rattling, and it should be left at that.
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison Lagrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. South Africa goes to the polls on the 29th of May. I will track the election and bring you ground reports. Is it the end of the road for the African National Congress? And will former President Jacob Zuma stage a dramatic comeback? From elections to climate change to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global South. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.